It will be a lot simpler than most of you imagine to retire on 10,000 XRP. By the end of this video, you will realize exactly what many other XRP investors are beginning to grasp, even if that may sound completely ridiculous to many of you, especially given the recent price action of XRP. Having stated that, I would like to draw attention to recent developments in the markets. In just one day, XRP has dropped 8.28%, already down to 196. And yes, I do think that with everything that is going on right now, reciprocal tariffs, people reacting to those duties, and trade conflicts heating up again, XRP will be moving much lower than this in the near future. Even though it's Sunday today, things will get even more frantic than they have already been on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Having said that, it's fascinating to observe how the White House responded to this incident and what their messaging was. They have essentially stated that, contrary to what the White House officials have been stating, President Trump's strategy did not include a market meltdown. The fact that XRP is holding up significantly better than the competition and that Bitcoin has officially dropped below $79,000 per coin is a very positive indication. Also, we can observe that in the last few hours, the cryptocurrency market has liquidated over $200 million, which has now increased to $350 million, with $200 million of that amount occurring in just the last 60 minutes. And I want everyone watching to know that the anguish has probably only just started. XRP has experienced many worse days, such as back here on March 3 RD, when it dropped 18% in a single day as the trade conflicts were intensifying at the beginning of the month. Indeed, we are currently in the same stage of events where Trump recently announced reciprocal tariffs, and we will be hearing a lot of responses by April 9th, when all of these various nations, including China, India, Vietnam, and many others, have decided to release statements outlining their plans to either retaliate or not retaliate at all, as some of them have also stated. And once more, you guys will have a lot of opportunities because of this. I would want to remind you that on March 2, when President Trump was announcing that he was going to postpone tariffs and other nations were doing the same, XRP surged 34%. You would have made a lot of money if you had been able to buy the day before and sell the following day if you had been able to catch the 34% pump just before it happened. And that's what I want to tell you all, because I do believe that a similar circumstance will arise at this very moment. However, it is only effective if you buy at the bottom and sell around the top following these intraday rallies, which usually do occur. Having said that, though, we would want to discuss US stocks. Considering what that means, since on Saturday and Friday, it felt like the cryptocurrency markets were decoupling from the stock market for the first time in a long time, which left me completely perplexed. Today, however, has totally disproved that idea. The cryptocurrency markets are tightly related, particularly to Bitcoin and tech stocks, and it's looking like this is really volatile, isn't it? We're witnessing the stock markets plummet, followed by the complete collapse of the cryptocurrency markets a day or two later. Indeed, it is awful to witness all of your preferred cryptocurrency assets drop 4, 5, or 9% in a single day. Solana, for example, is down 10%. However, I would want to remind everyone once more that XRP is holding up considerably better than most other cryptocurrency assets, including Ethereum, which is a very positive indication. Why is that so remarkable? Well, the daily chart is the first topic I want to discuss. You'll see that XRP is still oversold, so you should purchase it at every dip you see this week. This is a fantastic opportunity to buy because it will only take a small amount of relative volume to cause the price of XRP to soar after we hit the bottom, which may happen at any point during the next several days. Additionally, we're seeing that Vanguard, a huge investment business, is now emailing its clients to advise them to avoid straying from their financial plan. Vanguard is requesting that customers refrain from withdrawing funds from the market. Now, this offers a pretty interesting narrative in terms of sentiment. Many extremely large banks and investment organizations appear to be in a state of mild panic at the moment. They are worried that a bank run could occur. They seem really worried about this tariff instability, in my opinion. They're losing a lot of money as a result of all these stocks being sold. This basically means that the Fed will eventually have to save them, which means that in order to restore hundreds of billions of dollars to the economy, they will have to cut interest rates to almost zero. What we're waiting for is that Vanguard has a very valid reason to be in a panic. With all of this market turbulence, Trump is effectively pressuring the Fed to cut interest rates. Additionally, the Federal Reserve's legacy will be irreparably marred by an economic catastrophe if interest rates are not lowered. I have a lot of faith in this, which is why Trump keeps urging the Fed to cut interest rates. However, as you can see, this is Vanguard's message. Avoid the temptation to stray from your financial plan when things are unclear. It might be challenging to know when to purchase or sell, because the stock market's best and worst days sometimes happen quickly after one another. Investors who have persevered through downturns have been able to benefit from market recoveries and have generally outperformed those who withdrew from the market. History indicates that the markets will eventually recover, even though we are unable to forecast when the volatility will end. And it's absolutely true. For this reason, if there are ever very large red days like this in bull markets, I buy those dips and prepare to sell the next big rally. Similar to what we saw here in March, similar to what we saw back here at the beginning of January, and similar to what we saw here on February 3. All of these opportunities are amazing, but they are only amazing if you really seize them. I'm sending you this message out of desperation because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did in 2017, when I had the opportunity to earn hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, but instead barely made ends meet. You won't truly learn anything if you don't take responsibility for your past mistakes. Having said that, I am providing you all with the knowledge, all right? Hey, if I win, you guys win. That's all the knowledge you need to make these selections as best you can, for free. I sincerely appreciate you all viewing my video and helping to fund my channel, which enables me to do this every day and earn a fantastic living doing it. Having said that, you will receive an invitation to those VIP groups if you complete Step 1 using my referral link on one of my partner exchanges deposit and simply enter your email address. You can immediately begin changing your life by imitating my trades. During these moments, you should definitely try to get in and time the next major rally. It really is that easy. Additionally, those are the finest times to buy, particularly when you're oversold and experiencing significant corrections. Listen though, you don't have to believe me. Here is where you may see the evidence for yourself. As you can see below, I am purchasing up to 235. I am making more and more purchases. These greens are all excellent investments. I haven't made any sales. And if we drop even a little bit farther, I'm going to buy more. I want you all to have access to all of those trades because, as we have seen time and time again, you can make 34% in a single day on the way back up. We're dealing with that, and given what the Fed is going to do, which is, of course, cutting interest rates and pumping hundreds of billions, if not trillions, of dollars into the US economy, it is a very real prospect. All right, press the like, comment, and subscribe buttons. Use the link below to join Levi Crypto Crusaders, and I'll see you all on Telegram and Discord shortly. Goodbye.